be real with you. I think this was like sometime last year. I don't consume much social media, but like I support my boys and things like that.
Yeah.
I had just went to one of your songs, Focus, bro. When I heard Focus, I was like,
I'm focused. No lack, keep it in motion.
Hop on the beat and I mix it and float it up to the top, and I'm knowing they know it. Don't rap on beats, I'm something like a poet. Slide down your block, put a hole.
I love it. Thought he hopeless.
I have Focus when had Focus on in the car. Nobody knows that's not
The studio.
commercial.
Oh.
Like a commercial. You wouldn't even make it in the
Yeah.
studio?
I mean, they weren't made. It was on the phone.
A song that's made on the phone.
All my songs are made on the phone. Everything that I'm dropping it out, like I could look at this shit. These shit.
Man, Focus sound like it's made in the studio, produced by a major record label.
Yeah, watch this.
I heard Focus, I was like, whoa.
All this came from a phone.
212,000 views.
I think
212,000 streams
from a phone.
From a phone.
From a phone.
Crazy. That's
All
crazy.
this came from a phone,
So
man.
everybody
And
making this-
you can't fake streams on Apple Music. You better know that. No bull. So know that.
So everybody making excuses, talking about they only got a phone. What you got to say to them?
People who make excuses just don't like the answer they get. Everybody has the answer. So when you make an excuse, it's because you got that answer and you know what you got to do with it, but you don't like it. So you try to find something easier. You're trying to find an excuse to allow you to be comfortable in the situation you in. So when you make excuses, it's just to allow you to remain comfortable. You don't want to make that change to grow. You don't want to make that change to prevail from whatever situation you're in. You don't want to make that change to find a way to be able to make yourself grow or even be better on the phone, learn and watch YouTube videos on how to master it better, how to make it sound better. You don't want to make that change in studying. You don't want to make that change in finding out the presets you need for your voice. You don't want to make that change. So guess what you do? In result of that, I want to remain comfortable. I don't want to make a change that make me have to go through stress, that make me have to go through feeling tired, that makes me have to go through not knowing the answer right then and there, even though the answer is to grow and look for the answer and find whatever you need to be able to grow in a situation to allow like whatever, like let's say you're making a song on the phone, to allow that to make you be able to do that. You don't want to make that change, so you find an excuse to allow you to remain comfortable. That's what the excuse is. That's what people have and that's in everything. That ain't just in a phone, that's in life. People who make excuses for themselves, like that's why they say, and he a therapist. So he'll even know this, like let's say a relationship therapist. They say, I'm not saying like I say, I'm spiritual, so I know this does not go for every therapist, but what they say is, therapists, like a relationship, they never in a good relationship. They can give the best relationship advice, but they never got a good relationship themselves. Like I said, you always have the answer. It's easier to give somebody the answer than accept the answer yourself and make the changes that you need to make necessary to, be able to grow from that situation and allow yourself to be able to understand what you need to do in your relationship to grow. But they feel the emotions and the certain stress and, the certain, things that they got to go through, whatever, they trying to go through to, get through that. They feel that, so they don't want to do it, so they make excuses. But guess what? It's easier to do. Tell somebody what's right to do. Tell somebody what they need to do. So when it comes to even therapists do it all the time. They can give somebody the answer, but can't give the answer to themselves because it ain't that they can't give themselves the answer. They just don't like the answer, and they want to find a better one that makes them more comfortable going into it. So until then, they'll just sit in that misery, not even knowing that they're in misery because they comfortable being in it. But it's a scary sight to be comfortable in misery because sometimes you just relaxing that. That's like somebody that's hooked on drinking. Like they could be drinking and they can be going through misery, but they comfortable with it. So you could tell, nah, stop drinking. And they get heated with you. Oh, no, I ain't trying to, nah, because they don't see it. But it's a beautiful thing when they can really prevail from that or grow from that and see it. Because once you see it, then not to, when you can see it again and you can watch them certain things. But when you in it and you don't see it, it's scary, bro. It's real scary to be comfortable in misery. Because you can find so many excuses to allow you to sit there. So many excuses. And you don't want that. You do not want that. So if you feel like you're not doing something right, if you feel like you could be doing better with something, but you feel comfortable in it and think that's right, you need to kind of just reevaluate your life, bro, and just look at it for what it is and just kind of grow from that. Because once you grow from that, it gets 10 times easier. I promise you. It gets 10 times easier because them excuses ain't going to get you nowhere. And if you're making an excuse for anything, it's something you ain't doing right. Because it shouldn't be no excuses. Blame yourself for everything. I don't care what happened to you. I don't care if you went outside and you got in a wreck today. Blame yourself for it. You got up and you went outside. That's how you look at it. No bull. Blame yourself for everything. You're going to grow. You're going to go way farther. Watch. It sounds stupid, but even if you feel like it's that person's fault, no matter what you could have, you didn't do nothing. Blame yourself for getting cool with them. I don't give a fuck if they was cool in the beginning. Blame yourself. Anything you go through, blame yourself. You're going to grow from it. I promise you.
I think that's powerful because that kind of like just shows, the way you look at things, your perspective on certain things definitely impact the way things go. So like when I was younger, I caught myself 12, 13 years old, getting like a little sad, depressed about things going on in my life, things like that. But once I realized me feeling sorry for myself about these things that I went through or whatever, don't fix the situation.
Exactly.
But the moment that you able to kind of face what you went through, have that accountability with yourself, and then be able to move forward. What can I do now? How can I move forward instead of, all these things happen to me? Like getting out that victim mindset that I feel like we get stuck in a lot of times.
Exactly. It ain't about what happened to you. It's about how you deal with it. That's the main thing. And then a lot of times, bro, y'all got to start looking at it like, and this goes for Christians. Like I said, I'm universal. I look at the universe. But let's say Christians are, okay, I could be going through this. I can speak for the Christians. I could be going through this and all this stuff is being thrown at me. Maybe it's God saying that you're meant for so much more. And you got to get all this thrown at you so you can learn from this to let you end up where you need to end up at. To